Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we close in on 20,000 subscribers. Mike Catalana back with you. I don't know, I guess it had been 36 hours since I got to pontificate about the Bills with you. So I felt like talking about a few things as they get set and we get set to head back to Detroit for another game. There are some things I'm really concerned about this week with this team, and I think it's a little bit of the mindset. This has been a lot on them in terms of dealing with injuries, dealing with players being sick, having to leave Buffalo, all the things that went on. They went out there, they got the job done. That's one thing I want to have everybody keep in mind. You know, we're looking for style points sometimes, and the reality is right now you just got to win football games, right? They got these games. You know, they took care of business against Cleveland. They'll need to try to do the same against Detroit, but it's been somewhat, I think, emotionally draining. I know Jenna Cottrell was up at practice on Tuesday, and she sensed maybe a little less emotion, fire. She felt like it was just a little down up there, and you can feel it. Now, look, that can come back quickly for a team. They've dealt with everything else. They've gotten there, gotten back from the game, gotten dug out of their homes, whatever was left to do in Orchard Park. Got to practice in and then getting ready to head back out there again. I think one thing they're going to see when they go to Detroit this time, the energy in that building is coming from Lions fans. And at the beginning of the year, I know a lot of you thought about this game, and I did too. It's like the Lions are the Lions, Thanksgiving, the Bills like that atmosphere. They'll go out there and get a win. And I think they will. But I'm telling you, I have a feeling it is going to be a struggle in this game. I know when the Eagles played the Lions the first game of the regular season, I had people I know in Philly out there covering that game say it was one of the loudest stadiums they've ever been in because the fans were engaged. You know, the whole Dan Campbell thing and Hard Knocks and new atmosphere, and the fans were engaged. And, you know, then they were the Lions. That game, they were pretty close. They've been close in other games. But recently, they've gotten it together a little bit, winning 3 in a row. And they come home, and look, if anybody knows Lions fans, knows anybody from Detroit, this is their day, Thanksgiving Day. They get to host that game. They've heard all of you say, why is it the Lions every year? I'm tired of seeing the Lions lose to the Bears, lose to the Vikings, whoever it is on Thanksgiving, whoever they get matched up against. And they win some of them, but this is their chance to try to show off a little bit. And they come into this after winning 3 in a row, and they handled the Giants. And look, I don't think the Giants are some great team, but they were more physical than the Giants. They shut down Barkley in the backfield. There's things they don't do well, but right now the Bills aren't doing the things that they do well. So that's why I think to some extent it could be a struggle in this one. And then there's the issues. It looks like Tremaine Edmonds isn't going to be playing in the game. And Mitch Morse, you know, had the walking boot after the game, didn't practice. I guess there's a possibility, but come on. You're not rushing Mitch Morse back on the field if he's not ready. I mean, you have another week till you play New England, and you're going to have to get yourself ready for this one. And so it's been limited practices, limited time together. But I just have this feeling it is going to be a struggle out there. And when you look at the Lions, you know, they have some talented players. Adrian Hutchinson, the defensive end, has played really well. He's a rookie. He's got a couple of interceptions. Again, he's got some life. You know, he's a guy from the area and very popular, played at Michigan. Fans are liking him. Williams in the backfield scores a ton of touchdowns. I love St. Brown, the wide receiver. You know, Goff is Goff. He's a mediocre quarterback, but quite honestly, the way the Bills secondary played against a mediocre quarterback in Jacoby Brissett makes you worry a little bit. And I don't think again, this is not a great football team, but it's a team that'll play with emotion. I guess that's what I'm concerned about with the Bills, where the emotion's going to come from, because they just seem to be in a little bit of a lull here. And I think it's been physically and a little bit mentally draining for them. Can they snap out of it? Yes. You know, it may just be what they need. Get back out there, hear a loud crowd, go out and put together a good effort. Josh Allen wasn't wearing anything on his elbow on Tuesday, but I think he said, you know, he was considered, quote, limited. There's nobody going to get near him. I don't think he was cutting loose on a lot of throws. I don't think he was concerned about getting it hit. I think he'll probably be wearing that on Thursday for the game. But, you know, Josh hasn't been running the football the last few weeks since he got hurt. I think that's an issue. I think he's shying away a little bit from taking off and running. And you guys know the guy's not shy about running when he's 100% healthy. I think he's somewhat protecting this elbow. He wants to stay on the field. I think he's thrown the ball, well enough. It hasn't about the velocity. It's been his accuracy a little bit in the beginning of that last game. And then he started to get it together. Then I think he played better. And maybe they found a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see how the run defense for the Lions is, because I do believe the Bills will try to run the ball again against Detroit. They did run it well. I know Cleveland stinks in run defense, but the Bills haven't been that effective with the backs, and they had 2 backs go for 86 yards in the game. I think they'll at least attempt to get that going again. What I want to know is the slot position at all offensively. I mean, I keep talking about Nyheim Hines. Give him shots in the slot, because right now they're getting nothing at all out of Shakir or Isaiah McKenzie. I think they had 1 target in the last game, 45 snaps in the slot. That's not getting it done. And, Gabe Davis had a drop and then another one that he could have held on to. Then he made a few plays, but they're not getting enough out of the wide receiver position in total. So we keep talking about it. Get another playmaker out there for Josh Allen. I'd like to see it behind you. You've seen flashes of it in the return game. Then they gave him the one reverse. At least they had a play in there for him. And, of course, it's an 8-yard loss. It was a face mask that they missed, and he ends up getting dragged down. But I think that guy can add something to the offense. So in past times, when the Bills have had something going on, this guy's out, that guy's out, whatever it was, you're just like, all right, just turn it over to Josh, let him light him up with the offense, and you go ahead and play. Doesn't feel that way right now, and that's a concern. I hope I'm surprised. I hope when we get out there, they get out on the field, they're ready to go from the start, and Allen is looking more like Josh. And he's throwing the ball with more authority, and guys are making plays, and they can jump on the Lions a little bit. And I hate to say it, because you don't usually think about Detroit, but take the crowd out of the game, because I think that's what they're going to see. So this has just been sticking in my head for a couple of days. When I was out there, I was talking to a lot of people working in the stadium. By the way, loved him. I tell you guys, I love that stadium. Some of you say it doesn't have the atmosphere. It would be if it was Bills fans every week out there. And I'm telling you, it's going to be loud for this one. But the people were talking about the Lions, a little bit of like wait and see. It's always wait and see with them. But they were pretty excited about them coming back after a win. I think that win against the Giants gives them 3 in a row. And they beat Green Bay during that stretch, which is huge for any Detroit team. So I think the Bills are going to really have their work cut out for them early in the game, and I think they're going to need to play well in order to win this game. I'm going out there with Dan Fates. Jenna will be back in studio, but she'll be contributing to everything we're doing. I've got the Bills winning a close one. I've got it like 24-20. I don't trust the offense at the moment. I don't trust them putting up. I know they got in the 30s last week, but I don't trust them 100%. So, hey, I hope in the comments you guys are giving me a score, and I hope they put up 40 in the game. I'd like to see something a little more fun for Thanksgiving. They've been great in Thanksgiving. That Dallas game was awesome. Josh's coming out party. New Orleans, except for the Trey White injury, ended up being a really good game for them. 3 times in 4 years on Thanksgiving. I know it's fun. I could do without the travel on Thanksgiving, so maybe you could take a few years off from this Thursday game. But I'm looking forward to going back out there again to see how they do. And speaking of Trey, he's not going to play again. I keep telling you guys, I think they're targeting that game against the Patriots a week from Thursday. So let's see if that's when he's back out on the field. All right, just quick little pontification from me. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Enjoy watching football. When you need it, we have coverage. So we will be out there. We'll have some pregame stuff on Wednesday night. Dan and I out there, and then on Thursday when the game is over, we'll have our post-game reactions. You'll have interviews with the players, so be sure to go to the Buffalo Plus channel on YouTube. And if you haven't checked out the audio podcast, that's a separate entity. That'll be posted, ready to go for the morning after the game. So Friday morning when, the relatives have gone and you're maybe sitting around getting some stuff down, maybe, getting some work done, pop in the headphones, listen to a podcast. We'll be doing that and have it ready for you on Friday morning. Again, enjoy your holiday. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.